Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing animal reproduction. There are two ways that animals reproduce. Sexually that requires the meeting of gametes and asexually that doesn't require any meeting of gametes. For asexual reproduction, there's budding, the branching of outgrowths, fission, the splitting of an organism to two, fragmentation to regeneration, the generation of new individual from a fragment, and parthenogenesis, the egg solely developing on its own. While sexual reproduction has unusual patterns, hermaphroditism, the presence of both female and male gonads in an individual, and sex reversal, the reversal of biological sex for survival. Moving on, reproductive cycles enable organisms to only reproduce when they're ready and in good environment conditions. Example is ovulation. Fertilization happens in two ways. Externally, where females deposit egg cells in an area for male gametes to fertilize it, and internally, where sperm deposited in or near the female reproductive tract fertilize the egg within the tract.
Now we have the male reproductive system, the testes, ducts, accessory glands, and the penis. These organs are accessories for the releasing and maturing of the sperm, which we call spermatogenesis, which we will be talking about later on. Next, we have the female reproductive system, namely ovaries, oviducts, and uterus, vagina and vulva, and the mammary gland. These organs are accessories for releasing and maturing of egg cells, which we call oogenesis, which we will expand on the following slides. Next, we have the gametogenesis, or the production of gametes. It is different in male and females. First, we have the spermatogenesis, which occurs in the testes in the seminiferous tubules of males and begins at puberty. This continues all throughout life. Next, we have the oogenesis, which occurs in the ovaries in females. Also occurs during puberty. However, unlike males, the oogenesis in women stops during menopause.
Now, fertilization or conception works when the fertilized egg, now called the zygote, begins dividing within 24 hours. After 4 days, this develops into a blastocyst, which will implant in the uterine wall to become an embryo, soon a fetus, marking the start of pregnancy, which typically lasts about 9 months, divided into 3 equal trimesters. In the first trimester, the embryo secretes human chorionic gonadotropin, signaling its presence and regulating the mother's reproductive system, which is detectable in pregnancy test kits. In this phase, the placenta begins to form, providing nutrients, while the embryo's organs develop. The mother's ovulation and menstruation also stops, along with breast and uterine enlargement. The second trimester involves the development of the fetus's other external body parts, movements, and stabilization of the mother's hormone levels. In the third trimester, childbirth occurs through strong uterine contractions called labor. Estradiol and oxytocin regulate these contractions in a positive feedback loop. Labor occurs through cervical thinning and dilation, and finally the expulsion of the fetus and delivery of the placenta. And that would be all. Thank you.